that's
Yep.
definitely creepy. Of course you're gonna have that. But I like you said, I feel like all of us as women, we get those situations or whatever. But like you said, it's like the way they look at us is different. Like
Mm-hmm.
you explained it. Um, but for me, like when it came to pretty privilege, like I never noticed it until I forgot what made me start thinking about pretty privilege. It was recent too. Like I never I and when I say I never noticed it, it's because I never exercised it. And I guess I felt like because I didn't like it, because I didn't like the attention, and because it wasn't by choice that certain things was happening, it just kind of went past my head. But I did know that a lot of the things that happened was because of how I looked. I definitely knew that, but I didn't know a term for it, and I didn't really understand what it was. But it was recently when I started thinking about pretty privilege, because I think I saw a conversation that's people were having on a podcast, and I was like, I never even thought about whether I had pretty privilege or not, or if I thought pretty privilege was a real thing. But looking back at my life, yeah, like I've experienced it with everything. Like literally the teachers being nicer to me, getting away. Cause I got like a mean streak in me. I'll fight people. I'll put my hands on people if they if they do something to me. But I used to get away with it because the teachers, they would be like, I know, like not never asking like what happened, like who hit who first, nothing. It would be like, I know it wasn't you. I know you wouldn't do this or whatever. Whole time it was me. I know you would never do this. Like, I know they had to do, and a lot of times it would be them hitting me first. But I used to do too much. I'm not gonna lie, I did. I could have took it a little easy on people, but
That I used to do too much.
I used to do too much. But they would just be like, I know you, I know you would never do this. So I'm just going to take away your recess for like just this day and like tomorrow. And then my whole time, like me and my friend had got in trouble about the same thing one time. Me and one of my friends, we was fighting, we was outside, the girls against boys fighting, and we was fighting this boy, we was jumping him, and he told, and you know what, I still am confused about why he told on us. Because he was one of the bad kids. Like, why is you telling? We was not hitting you that hard. But he told on us. And like the teacher, he was in fifth grade too. It was Mr. Presley's class. He called us in, whatever. Like he like, okay, y'all don't have, I'm taking away your recess or whatever. He took my recess away for that day. After that, I could go to recess, but he kept her on punishment. And I used to feel bad, like, and it because it was like you're making people hate me because like you letting me get away with stuff, and there's nothing I can do about it because I'm a kid. You the adult, you telling me, you make the decision, and you making people dislike me because you're doing a lot of stuff. Thank God that friend, I don't think she felt any type of way about it or whatever. But because me and her been friends for since we could talk. but but like it would be stuff like that. Like the teachers, like if I hit somebody, like somebody would hit me, I hit them back, they would they would laugh at it. It would be like, why are you like punish me? I deserve it. Like I'm good on taking these punishment. Like I know I deserve it because I do too much sometimes. Like I remember one of my friends slapped me one time and I hit her back. Is all I'm gonna say.
I mean, were you not supposed to?
I mean, yeah, but like the way that I did it, I definitely they was talking about it throughout school or whatever. I be hoping people, a lot of my classmates don't remember the times when I got into fights, because when I was younger, I definitely done got into some stuff with people. I used to do a lot. But
It was the opposite effect for me with pretty privilege because although I was cute, like you said, it's like it's making people hate you. I
yeah,
start feeling some kind of way towards like my folks because who don't want to dress their kid nice? I was
right.
always dressed nice. I was always dressed pretty. my stuff always matched. I always had new clothes and new
Same.
shoes. I used to
Same.
love my fucking Skechers. I want some more as an adult. If I could go back in time and get the Skechers that I had as a child, I would
Some of the
love those. They
outfits
were
too. It was some
gorgeous.
outfits that I used to wear too that I love.
Oh, no, no, no. I do want Skechers now, but they were FUBU shoes. I
Um,
used to love my FUBU shoes because I had them in different colors. But I remember hearing, damn, she always got new shoes on. Like every day she got new shoes. Or she thinks she all that.
yep, she thinks she all that.
I'm I'm not even doing anything. I
Right.
don't like at this point, I don't even dress myself. What are you talking about? Or
Right.
I had a teacher give me a paper, like she was passing out papers and she was like, "Here you go, princess." And I was like, and
Not
I
the
was a
teacher
blabbermouth
hating.
as a child. So I went home and told what my teacher said. And my mom and my grandma both started drilling into me. And they know when I'm telling the truth because I repeat myself the
Right.
exact same way every single time. And they kept asking me, how did she say it? What did she say? What was she doing when she said it? And I told them, she handed me my paper. Like I'm not saying what the problem is, but
Right.
I'm like, she handed me my paper and she was like, here you go, princess. My aunt was already banned from the school behind my cousin. So when she told them she was coming up to the school, they was like, no, you're not. Like, you're banned from coming up here. Like my grandma and my mom and my aunt, like they didn't play about us at the school. And like everybody knew that. And she was like, I don't even know why you tried. I don't even know why you tried. Like, why did you say that to her? And she never said a word to me after that. If it was
Bro.
strictly school stuff, like she never spoke to me again after that. And
She
I'm
should have
like,
been ashamed of herself anyway, being jealous of a child.
she should have, because that's what my grandma said. She was like, you jealous of a
A
child.
child, bro.
I
You
was in like
weird.
third grade at that point,
But
and
I got that too from adults.
it makes no
They
sense. And
think
it
you
never
so
got
perfect.
better.
They
Like,
think you so perfect. Like, bro,
exactly. And it's like you're literally doing nothing.
right.
You think that about me. I am doing
I don't think I'm
nothing.
perfect at all.
Right. I used to get good grades, and you know how everybody had their cliques. And there
Right.
was a clique of like the bad kids, quote unquote bad kids. They used to get the bad grades. And they were also the popular kids. And I thought, well, okay, well, maybe if I get bad grades too, because they used to talk smack about me making good grades.
That's
So I was like, all
crazy.
right, maybe if I get a bad grade. I remember I got like a D one time, and they just made fun of me for that because it was like, oh, you got a D. And I'm like, damn, so I just can't win. I get straight A's,
Nope.
I get made fun of. I make a D, I get made fun of. Y'all just want to talk. Like at
Right.
this point, y'all just want to talk. And
They didn't
it's a
like you.
loose because it's like
Weird.
people think you are pretty, that you just get everything you want. It's like, no,
Yeah, that's what they
you
think.
don't. You
And
get
in their eyes, you
backlash.
do. You get in their eyes because they're seeing you get things or whatever. And you may not notice it, but you do in their eyes. But like, it's more to the story.
Oh,
Like,
I worked for it.
right. It
What
ain't
the
just
fuck?
me being pretty or whatever, but like, yeah, I definitely experienced it. And oh, I had my grandma, or like it was my godmother's mother worked at the school, bruh. And she used to spoil me so much at school, bringing all types of snacks. We had like this typing program thing called Mavis Beacon. She gave me the CD to take home. Like they was hating hard. Like, why you always bringing her snacks? Why you always bringing her stuff? She like, cause this is my granddaughter. Like, what you mean? Like, I used to hate that junk so much. Like, just wait until after school, call me to the class after school when nobody is there to give me the stuff. And then I had a bus driver who used to, well, I had my kindergarten teacher who was a bus driver. She used to bring stuff to the bus or whatever, hoping that I would walk past her bus so she can give me stuff. Like when I
I
was in
wish
her
I had
class, she
that.
loved me. When I was in her class, she loved me, and I remember she had to beat me one time, and it hurt her feelings.
I have never had that. The only thing I've ever had with people paying attention to me as far as me being pretty was forcing me to do things I did not want to do, and it was them damn pageants. Other than that, I didn't get good grades because I was pretty. I didn't get friends because I didn't have my first friend till I was a damn sophomore in high school. Nope, I was a
That's
junior. I
crazy.
was a junior in high school. That
Yeah,
was my first friend. I'm about to graduate.
that's crazy.
Right. And I'm like I had a childhood friend, but we was only kids preschool and
Right,
kindergarten. She
right,
went to another school after that. That was it. And she wasn't like she was my best friend outside of school.
right.
But at school, she was everybody else's friend.
Mm.
So yeah, anytime
That's
people
one of
hung
them
out with
anime
me,
situations.
they would hang out with me. Like I would have friends outside of school, but if somebody else from school came around to play, I was non-existent. They would not play with me no more.
That's crazy.
I was thrown to the side. They was just like, and it wasn't one of those situations where it's like, well, maybe you just misunderstood. No, they literally would say, I don't want to play with you no more, and go play with them other
That's
kids.
crazy.
I
That's
never
crazy.
had a positive experience for being pretty until I started working. Like that
Dollar.
was it.
That's crazy. I feel bad. I ain't even did nothing. Like, I
I said
feel
it's the
bad.
opposite because people
I
look
ain't
at
even
you and
did.
they expect you to have a different reality. They expect you to
They
have different
do.
experiences
They
just from looking at
do.
you, especially when it comes to like colorism. And they see
Right.
like you're light skinned. You should have had this type of experience. It's
Right.
like I had the complete opposite. I did
Yeah.
not have any positive experiences for being pretty until I became an adult and I was working at a
That's
place that
crazy.
you could tip. Other
Yeah.
than that, that was it. I ain't get nothing else.
My life, bruh. Yeah, I definitely was hated, but people would be jealous of me and still wanted to be around. So it was weird. It was like you feel the energy, but at the same time, it's like, am I tripping? Like I never knew if I could trust people for real. It's like, am I tripping? Like, do they not like me? Do they like me? Whatever. And also, I was really like people. I had friends, and I had a lot of friends. I was friends with just about everybody. But at the same time, I feel like it was more so not necessarily even me rejecting them, but me feeling out of place all the time. Regardless of how many people was around me, I just always felt out of place for whatever reason. Like it just was, and then you would get those people who say little stuff to you or whatever because they just mad because who are you? Like who are you? Why do you get this? Why you get that? And it's like, bro, I don't know either. Like I'm not doing this to myself. I'm not asking for this.
You know what? I just thought about something. I also was the weird kid.
I, I I would say I was the weird kid, but I don't know. I feel like
I
if
was
you ask
pretty.
my classmates if I was weird in school, they would say yeah.
I was the weird kid because I hung out with the other weird kids. It was one white girl, one black guy that nobody liked to hang out with because they thought he was weird. They weren't my friends, but we had the same interests, and that was anime. So we
Mm,
did get picked on for that. And they did, we used to write letters to each other, and we would write it in Japanese style. So, like how
um,
you read the mangas,
yeah,
we would write it like that. So we would write from right to left on the paper, long style, and write each other notes. So we got made fun of for that. Um,
that's ridiculous.
it was like I can admit
Kids are
I was
ridiculous,
definitely
bro.
weird because like it's like I played sports, but I liked anime and got picked on for that. But I was pretty, but I got picked on for that as well. So it's like I was just all
It was just
around
lose lose, basically.
not having a good time in school.
Yeah, like I feel like most of my me feeling outcasted came from just me being different, period. Like introverted, like I'm introverted. I have an illness that a lot of people don't understand. And then the always getting compared, or everybody's getting compared to me. And it used to make me feel weird. Like, and I never wanted my friends or like people around me to feel like this is, I like it, like this is what I like to do, this is what I want or whatever. So I just never really knew if people was really my friend because they was my friend, or if you just hanging with me but you don't like me for real. So it was that. So I always kind of felt left out, and then I would feel the energy. So I know some people who didn't, like 100%, there was no if ands or buts about it, did not like me. Even if they was around me or whatever, they didn't like me. But I feel like also at my school, everybody kind of like got along. This sounds crazy, but and I'm not always like, there will be fights and stuff like that, but for the most part, especially our classes, like our class, like the individual classes, most people
Mm-hmm.
got along. Like even the weird kids, even the popular kids, whatever, like we still had those groups or whatever, but it wasn't as bad as like how you say at your school was. But most for the most part, everybody got along.
You would think it was like that at my school because of how small it was. Like when people say their school is small or their class was small, they'd be like, "Oh, we only had like 50, maybe 100 people." No, bitch, that's not small.
We had like 200 plus people.
See,
We had a lot of
that's my
people.
brother. My brother had like 300 people in his graduating
We had a
class.
lot of people.
Guess how many people we had in my graduating class?
How much? Like 10, 20?
22.
Dang.
That was the entire graduation class. That was the entire grade, that 22.
Dang.
You would think it would be better, but it
You
was not.
would, but at the same, I don't know, because I guess that's like if you got one, like if it's that small group of people, you got one person that's like the leader, it is easier for other kids to follow. But for us, it was like you had choices because it's so many different groups of people or whatever, and everybody had like groups within the big group, within like everything else. And like I could go to any, well, I ain't gonna say any group. I could go to certain groups because of course it's always gonna be those fake nice people. Like I don't really like you, but I don't have a problem with you either. Or like the popular kids, I never hung with them. Like I never hung with them. Could I have? If you asked them, they probably would say yeah, but I don't believe it. I don't believe them. Like I feel
Mm,
like
I
my
bet
classmates, you trying to make like everything was like so perfect at our school, and like, oh my god, we all like we did like you, and it's like, no, y'all didn't for real. Y'all didn't know me.
you. Right. I know once we graduated and I started because I started dating this guy that went to our school. We had never spoken a day in our life at the school. He was a couple of years older than me. But once I graduated and whatnot, we started conversing. Like, again, everybody had a Facebook. Everybody had some type of social media thing once they started coming in. Like, it was either MySpace or Facebook. I
Right.
didn't have anything. I had a tag and I had
That's
a
how it was.
MySpace after I graduated. But my very first Facebook page was made 2 days after I graduated high school. So I'm completely out of the loop,
Same.
whatever. So that's how we ended up conversing and whatnot. And he lived very close to the town that we went to school in. So we used to always make trips up there because his folks worked at the school. So people would see me and they'd be like, "Hey, Van." I'm like,
Like who are you speaking to?
"Why are you speaking to me?"
Right.
Or like, I went to a basketball game once with him, and a lot of my classmates were there. And one of the main people who used to pick on me all the time was like, "Hey, Van." But when she said, "Hey," she rolled her eyes. Why even go out of your
People
way to
weird,
speak
bro.
to me? Because she was like, "Hey, Van,
Not the middle
why
finger.
are you even speaking to me? You're not worth my voice right now."
But
I
I
didn't even
also
speak.
think too, I was a little mean. I was quiet, but I would like take up for the kids that were being bullied. So don't bully nobody in front of me because you're gonna have a problem.
I
Like
needed you.
that's how I was. I was people like I was quiet, but people also knew not to like mess with me for real. Then plus my family was notorious for like fighting and stuff. So it was like my uncles was like, nobody better not touch her. Like they would have girls that they talk to like don't let nobody mess with my niece type of thing, and they would be like what's up, like what's up, or I'll talk to your uncle, and I'm just like I don't care.
Right.
Nigga, I don't care
Like,
about
why is that important to me?
that. Right.
I only had one instance where, like I said, around the same time I got my first friend in high school. Um, you know how sometimes you have downtime in the classroom,
Yeah.
and the teacher was on the computer. She was doing some stuff for the class, and she told everybody they could either, lay your head down, talk quietly, whatever it is you want to do.
Right.
Obviously, I ain't got no friends, so what I'm gonna do? Put my head down. So I put my head down, and I'm like to the far. If you walk into the classroom, I was like to the far left. There's nobody else sitting around me, so I'm like to the far left. Everybody else is to the far right across from me, so they're like all the way over there. And I just hear my name, and I'm like, why? What the fuck? Like, why? I am literally doing nothing but sitting. I am existing. Why is my name in your mouth? And I could physically hear and feel a snap in my head. And I just sat up, and I was just like, why the fuck is my name always in y'all mouth? And it got quiet.
Bro, you
Like,
should have been at that
everybody got
from the
quiet.
beginning.
Teacher ain't say shit, nothing. I was just like, why the fuck is my name always in y'all mouth? And I just looked over because it was a group of them. I knew who said it, but I was looking at everybody. I was just like, and nobody said nothing. And then they just went on about their conversation quietly. And my name was never mentioned ever again. And my teacher was just like, I knew eventually y'all was gonna get a piece of Glenda because my mama. She was my mama's classmate, so she knew my mama, and she was just like,
That was a
I knew
long time
eventually y'all was gonna
coming.
get a piece of it. And I'm just like, why? It was I completely had the opposite experience when
Yeah.
it comes to pretty privilege. Like, that shit was hard. School years being pretty horrible. Like, I was a completely different person at home versus at school. At school, I was the weird, quiet kid. At home, I was pretty much who you seeing today.
Right.
And everybody was fine with it. But I did have it bad when it came to guys because they only wanted to talk to me because they thought they was either gonna get some easily because I hadn't been with nobody,
Typical.
or they
Basically.
could just keep me in their circle because I was pretty. I even asked one dude, I was like, why'd you start talking to me? Because not dating wise, but like conversing with me, like
Right.
trying to be my friend. And he was like, oh, I thought you was like your sister. My sister was a hoe. So they was like, oh, I thought you was like your sister. And I was like, well, delete.
Bro, the way that I was getting treated was, I'm not gonna say weird. Like, I definitely had pretty privilege. I definitely did. I like when I was younger, like I said, I couldn't put a name to it. I didn't really know. But it was unwanted attention. So I felt so when I hit the term pretty privilege, I'm like, I never experienced that. I'm dark skinned. But at the same time, it's like, be realistic. Yeah, but you meet the requirements of what is acceptable when you're dark skinned. Like,
Yeah.
and I always kind of paid attention to what people would be like it's ugly, and people would say pretty, like you pretty, whatever. It was always the features. Like if you had like the bigger nose, the big lips, or whatever back then, because now that's the thing. Back then, to those people that was ugly, like, or if you were dark skinned you had those things, I'll say. Back then that was ugly. They don't think that that's attractive. Basically people that looked black, and I'm not saying I don't look black, I do. And my nose to me isn't small, but it's big. I mean, my nose to me isn't big, but it isn't small either.
You don't have a big nose. It's more along the lines of like the because you don't
Yeah,
have
the
like the
shape.
average black nose. You got like a pointed nose.
Right.
So like
The
mine's
the
is
arrow is what
wide
my
and
mama
it's
call it.
because mine is big. Like I know that, but it's wide. It's not flat, but it's
Right.
wide. So I definitely had it. My lips are like non-existent. I accepted that
Mine
many
too.
years ago
But people
because
be
I
saying that
remember
I got
smiling. It's like it's
lips. I'm like,
gone.
no, I don't. Like I don't really got no top lip. But yeah, my mama
I
called it
didn't.
a arrow nose. Your arrow nose.
Now, when I lose weight, I do notice like when my face shrinks, my lips look wider and fuller. I
Mm.
did notice that. But when I smile, this top line right here just disappears. It's
Yeah, my top
gone.
lip is my mama always be picking at me. I'm like, my lips not small. You got some tiny lips. And I'm like, bro, look at you. You gave me these lips. What are you talking about? Talking about they tiny. But to get to get back on track, because we done went talk about our high school. But yeah, so in school, I definitely, even in like the neighborhood stuff, even in my family, like everywhere. Like I'm not even gonna make it seem like it just was isolated to one place. Everywhere, I definitely had pretty privilege. But like I said, it was the dark skin thing was too much for some people. But it never bothered me because it would always be people that I didn't really care for anyway. But Zuri, so Zuri's character is dark skinned. She is tall. She's I think 5'10". She's tall. She has like the shape that everybody, the shape that everybody
A
wants,
fucking goddess.
basically. Well, she is, I guess, to give y'all a visual, she's represented by Coco Jones, basically. That's who I imagine when I imagine her. So that's who I get to represent her. So basically, she's Coco Jones. She looks like that. And her mom is pretty much looks the same. Her mom is what's her name? Tasha Smith. Tasha Smith, because I feel like it kind of goes with the personality or whatever. But I'll do like videos and stuff like that. Y'all know how I do when it comes to like my books. But Zuri basically, she goes to college, and like her things are not how she wanted them to be. Like she doesn't, because of the way she looks, she doesn't get any friends. Basically, the only people who's giving her attention is men, and that's a lot of my experience too. Like I was friends with girls, but it just was, you could like feel the energy, and the energy was never really there for me. So I would hang with boys a lot of the time, or I would be myself around them. I'll say when I was with girls, I would just be quiet. As long as you don't touch me or you don't call yourself trying to say nothing to me, you good. Just leave me alone, you good. Because I ain't gonna sit and take nothing. I ain't never been that person. I ain't gonna sit and take nothing. But leave me alone. Like I'm not bothering nobody. Leave me alone. So I used to hang with boys a lot of the time. And then I had this thing with guys where they kind of had me on the pedestal. So I was the good girl. So they knew that I wasn't gonna have sex with them. They knew they weren't gonna be able to influence me to do nothing. They knew that basically the only experiences they were gonna have with me were at school. I wasn't hanging with nobody. I'm not going to nobody's house. I'm not hanging with nobody. You just go see me at school or whatever. So a lot of them used to, like, boys that I like, a lot of them used to reject me for that reason, because they would be like, I don't want to talk to you, such a good girl, and I'm not really a good guy, or what. Translation for, I can't have sex with you. So I don't want to be with you. I don't want to be in a relationship. Okay, cool. Because I feel like people think that when you look a certain way, you don't get rejected. You definitely get rejected. It may be they may give you a different reason for why you get rejected, but you do. And also, and not every single person is attracted to me. I don't expect every single person to be attracted to me either. So I don't get offended when somebody isn't attracted to me. Like, what can you do after that? Like, they don't like you. What else? What can you
You're
do?
supposed to threaten them and start calling them out their name and start threatening their lives. That's what you're supposed to do when you get rejected.
That is ridiculous. Like that response to rejection is weird. Because like like sometimes I be looking at and not even really trying to call nobody ugly or nothing like that, because sometimes it's about who the person is. You really thought I was gonna say yeah. Like, you really thought I was gonna tell you yeah.
Look at you, and now look at me.
Exactly. You
And I want you to
really
ask
thought you
yourself that
had a
question again.
chance. And even the dudes on social media, like, I think they really be thinking just because like you add me back as a friend, I got access to you. That's not real life. And they get mad when you don't respond to them or like certain things. Like, y'all really be coming on here thinking that y'all about to marry somebody, or like y'all think every interaction y'all have with a woman is about to like work out for you.
I saw a guy who messaged me saying that he was on TikTok looking for his wife, and I was like,
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of those.
okay, like, okay. And then I'd be like, this is why catfish still exists. Because I've
Yeah.
had people add me and instantly go in my inbox and be asking me questions like, are you married? Do you have kids? And I'm like,
How old are you? You married? Where you live?
you clearly have not viewed my profile, and this is exactly why y'all get catfish.
Yep, that's true. But I'm also one of the people who don't be viewing people profiles, so I can't talk. I do the people who be sliding in my inbox, because I think the reason why I don't do that, because I know it's not going nowhere. It ain't no need for me to check your profile. It ain't going
I
nowhere.
need to see if you're worth responding to. And when I say worth responding to, I need to know if you're a real person and
Right.
look at your page and see what your intentions are. If you got music all over your page, I know you about to hit me up asking me to listen to your music. If you got videos posted all over your page, I know you finna ask me to check out your music and watch your video on YouTube and subscribe. If you have women all over your page, I know you are a fake
Weird.
profile or you trying to be a pimp.
You
I need to
weirdo.
see. I will look at your profile before I even open your message and you won't even know it.
Girl,
I'll just delete the message at that point.
I don't do it, but I also know who to respond to and who not to respond to too. Like, I know if it's a real person or not, because most of the time a person interacts with me through the comments before they go to my inbox. Most of the time, the people that I respond to anyway. But if that's not how it happens, no. Like, if you just get in my inbox, I ain't even looking at it. But if you somebody who has been commenting on my stuff, then you finally found, because when I respond back in the comments and you finally found the courage to go to my inbox, I'll respond to you. Like, I literally will respond to everybody who has interacted with me at some point on my page. But if you just somebody that just slide in there, no. But
Zuri
if
needs
I
some
see you,
social
yeah.
media so she can start getting some pointers.
You know what? I left that out of there. Social media. And
You definitely did.
I
Like
always do that. I always do that
this
with all my stories.
this entire series, I be like, so ain't nobody got a Facebook, ain't nobody got an Instagram, like all your books, I just be like, there is
Every
no social
single one
media
of them.
existing here. A lot of this stuff, people could have been caught up a long time ago. Y'all could have seen everything you need to know a long
Bro,
time ago if they had social media. Don't nobody have social media.
nobody. You know
I
what?
need Zuri to get
She
some
definitely
social media.
needs social media. And I think the reason why I don't write about it, because I don't, if you notice, I don't really, like, when it comes to like cell phone, I say cell phone. Cell phone. Call my cell phone, this cell phone, that cell phone. I do that on purpose, because I don't. I ain't want to say iPhone. Sometimes I will give it a name because I'd be like, I know people gonna be like, well, dang, what type of cell phone is it? Type of thing. The same thing I do
It
when it
don't
comes to like
matter.
with a lot of stuff, I'll purposely leave it out, but the whole social media thing, I promise you, it never even crosses my mind to put it in there. Like it doesn't. I'm like, this is my fictional world. I can
I
put
could
whatever it is I
tell
want to
because
put.
you're on book what, 7, 8,
It never
9,
crosses my mind.
and that one time, as many times as they
Except
call each
Robin.
other, not
Except
one
Robin.
time has anybody. Well, yeah,
Except
but
Robin. But that makes
not
sense.
once has anybody been like, let's check her social media to see what she last was at this point.
That's true.
Nothing.
That's true. Because I don't know. I don't even think about it. When I'm writing, social media is far from my mind. And I may not change it. That may be something that is unique to me.
It's,
I'm not
it's
going
just
to put
extra
it in
drama.
there. Right. But I
I'm
did
like, Zuri is in college. She needs
no social
something.
media. And I just dab like she's supposed to be like from this influential
Well,
family and all of this stuff.
yeah, because like you said, her family and then her getting into all the shit that she's getting into, it would probably open up doors for her to get more flack. So yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're right. Just
She
leave it
definitely would.
as is.
But it really don't cross my mind at all. But with Robin, because she a hacker, you know, I put a little bit of social media in there, Facebook, because she a hacker, so it makes sense for social media to come up. But the other characters, no. Just her.
Is it, Robin legit make me want to take some coding and
Right? Me
uh
too.
some hacker friendly
And honestly, it was
beginner
so easy for
course.
me to find information about it to write this what I wrote about it. It was so easy. I was like, bruh, like this is a real thing. I need to take some classes so I can really tap into that character. But yeah, none of my books have social media. These people be rich. They be like they be in the
Having
news.
all the money with no
They be
social media.
they be having
They just be living their
publicists,
lives.
no social media. Publicists, because Dario and Dustin got a publicist, no social media though. What is she controlling for them? Keeping them out of the news for killing people, stuff like that.
It would be extra work because them too.
Yeah, yeah, it will. But
So yeah, Zuri
that's about to be my
is
thing.
better off.
That's gonna be my thing. If some people might not like it, but I'm not changing it. I feel like social media
Yeah.
is a lot for like, especially how I write my characters. It's a whole other layer of drama that I would have to get into, and I ain't really. I'm good.
Yeah, that's why I thought about it. I was like, yeah, that would be extra drama in every book, because then somebody would have a picture posted or have some smart shit to say, and now we got to go look for them. Now we got to go see the
Yup.
last place that they posted
More people
their
getting
status from.
killed. More people getting killed
Yeah,
because you having opinions
somebody
about
left
my
their
life.
location on when they made that post, and now you can track them.
Right. And Jarrell would like if I had social media, Jarrell would have entered chapter what of their life, Dario and Dustin's. Probably right there before Yara even get to make contact with them niggas, he would have been there.
Like, oh snap, this her. This he done found that this her picture. This her.
Right. She would have been going from them before they even knew remember that nigga was still around. but yeah, so yeah, my that's the thing about my books. You ain't no social media stuff on there. And I'm okay with that. It's a lot of stuff that I don't like go into detail about too. Like when it comes to like, for instance, this is a different story, but like for instance, in two monogamous, like the size of their penises, I don't always talk about it And then I try to be fair. I try not to give
I
somebody
did notice
a
that one time
skull.
I was reading and
I
I was
try to
just
be
like,
fair.
you leave it like you are really good when it comes to the description of things, but at the same time you leave it to where the reader's imagination can let
Right.
them take it where
Decide.
they want to go. So whatever is perfect for that person
Right.
specifically, it can fit for that.
And I'd be like, he has 6 inches. No, I ain't want to say that. 8 inches. I don't know. That might be too big for like it just be a lot. I want to be fair. I want to be
Like it
fair.
perfectly fit for her.
Exactly. What does size matter? Like as long as you enjoy it. Yeah, definitely. But let's get back on Zuri. Hold up. It's another question.
You ought to have a chapter of Zuri read the two monogamous series.
Oh, you know I have her reading a magazine, Her World magazine, Yara and Teresa's magazine.
Nice.
And then plus her and Robin is gonna be cousins. So like it's
Oh
gonna be a
yeah, I forgot
crossover.
about that.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a crossover. Probably in chapter 2 of Robin and chapter 3 of Pretty Privileged because not chapter 3, book 3, because Zuri is getting opened up to like different stuff, like a lot of different experiences and stuff, and she gonna need her cousin to help her figure some stuff
Zuri
out.
makes a trip to the country and visits her cousin, and now there's somehow a love triangle, and nobody knows where to go.
Because Robin, well, aside from Dizzy, yeah, because Robin be pulling them. Because yeah, I forgot. Like Robin forgetting that I finished that story already and how it played out, how the love interests keep adding on for her, and she cares nothing about love.
Not one little bit. She
She
gets
don't care
flustered,
nothing
and then
about
she's
love.
back to business.
She don't care nothing about that junk.
As soon as something happened and she went home, she like looking at her computer and shit. I'm like, I'm over here like giggity and shit. Like, are you not thinking about what just happened to you?
Nope. It's just Dizzy. Like he's just my friend. Like, what do you mean? There's no way he likes me like that.
These children.
Bro, I was sort of kind of like that too, but at the same time I wasn't. Like my friend used to call me a player, like you a player, and I would be like, how? I don't be doing nothing. Like I would be talking to dudes, I would have dudes, but it would be like I didn't care that much about them.
I knew exactly what I was doing. I just like to hear it come out their mouth.
That
If
they
it ain't
like
come
you.
out your mouth, then it ain't real. You ain't said nothing. You ain't
Same,
confessed nothing. I'm
same.
not taking you seriously.
I
I'm just
don't
gonna keep
You
playing this
like me?
little
I didn't
game.
know. I didn't know you liked me. You ain't never told me that. And I would say stuff like that too.
I'm autistic, so you say you like me. I'm gonna ask you how.
What
I
you
mean, I
mean?
like a lot of people. So what?
What you
Like, I
mean
legit
like
had a dude.
me?
Exactly. Like, I had a dude be like, "Who you talking to?" Nigga, I talk to a lot of people. And this was me being dead ass. Like, nigga, I talk to a lot of people. Like, what are you talking about? And he was like, you know what I mean? I do not. Like, I legit do not. I don't know what you're talking about.
What you be like? Talk about as in like what? I do the same thing too. I'm gonna ask questions like people be like it be dudes flirt with me or TikTok and they be like, I want you. And I'm like, what you mean?
I want you.
Want you. I
WONT.
want you. I'm like, what you mean? You know what I mean? Like, it's this dude that keep telling me to bury him, and I want him to tell me exactly what he mean. Cause I don't. I'm like, I don't have a shovel.
Thank you, because that's exactly where my brain went. I'm
I
so
said,
glad you said that.
I don't
I'm
own a
like,
shovel. Like, what you mean? I can't. I don't own a shovel. He like, you got a shovel. And I'm like, what is you talking about? Who
right.
compares stuff like that to stuff like that?
I had one guy. tell me, and I was so happy because not because he said it, but because of how he said it. Because that means you pay very close attention and you know exactly the kind of description I need you to do
Right.
for me to get it. He was like, I love you like a man loves a woman. And I was like, oh.
For me, I just like hearing niggas say it. I be knowing what they saying. I don't want you
I
to
was
say it.
more happy that he said it like that than it was that he said it. I
Like,
just
cause they be like, they'll be trying to beat around the bush, especially because they think that they see me as innocent, right? And I know this. Now I'm about to play with your head because you think I'm innocent.
challenge accepted.
Now I'm about to play with your head because you think that I don't know nothing. I'm gonna act just like I'm innocent. Like they'll be saying certain things, and I'm like, "What you mean? Like, what you mean by that?"
They find out certain stuff about me and they be like, "You really into that?"
Right.
Correction. This is stuff that I like to view. I ain't say I wanted to act it out. And I just be sitting there staring at them because they be like, "Oh, you probably sneak freaky."
Yeah, that too. Oh, I bet you freaky.
I found the perfect TikTok. It was an asexual guy and he was like singing some raunchy song and it had all like the explicit lyrics and stuff. And it was like my asexual ass over here singing and everybody else is like, and I'm just sitting here like, what?
Like I be knowing, and like you might be right about me, but I ain't gonna let you know. I like being mysterious. Like you probably freaky, ain't you? What you talking about? Like I'm inexperienced. Like I don't know what you mean.
I'll
Or
tell
they,
you straight up, I'm not.
or they'll say certain things. I be like, I don't have enough data to draw conclusions. So
I've
I
had people like,
gotta
oh
know.
no, you one of them type, you'll lie, and then once we get down to, I promise you, I'm not. I promise you, I'm not.
Or people who be want you to brag, they be like you like I remember somebody asked me like they said something, they was like, you ain't gonna brag. I'm like, nah, I'm not a bragger. I'm not one of the women that about to be like, oh, I'm this and like this is how I am, whatever. And I be serious when I be saying stuff like I'm inexperienced, but I ain't got no data, but they don't know if I'm serious or not. They just be intrigued, like I want to find out. They don't know if I'm serious or not, but I be 100% serious. Like,
I
I
warn
don't
them
know.
immediately. You gonna be bored. You're gonna be bored very quickly. You're gonna be upset and disappointed, and I
with
won't be sorry because I told you.
with me, I know
For
I'm not having sex with them, so I just don't even it don't even matter if I'm a freak or not. You will never know. And
I
I'll
used to
say
do that
that.
to deter them, to make them
Not
go
want
away
to
because they like when they start getting sexual. I'd be like, yeah, no, I don't like sex. Oh, you just ain't had the right one. No, I legit just don't like sex. Oh, you just ain't had the right one. I don't want it.
they can't accept that answer. People can't wrap their heads around it.
Like I
Or
know you be doing this. I swear to God, I just lay there.
or if like they think that, or if they do think you freaky, it's like because you're a freak, you want to have sex. And it's like, nah. And I'd be like, I do have a high sex drive, and they're like, and they'll be like, so you want to have sex all the time? No,
No.
I don't. But my sex drive is still high. That's why I got 15 books written last year.
Right.
Like, what you mean?
Like I still have the imagination to go along with it. That's all I need.
Exactly. That's all I
I just need
need.
the inspiration. I don't need the actual thing. I just need the inspiration.
Exactly. And some of like it's some dudes, I'll be like, yeah, I need a little bit of inspiration, but nothing gonna happen. Just know it ain't gonna happen. Or you
I've
tease me.
had
I'm
people like,
not
have you
really
ever?
teasing you.
Like, I ain't
I ain't
had
even
no
trying to do
complaints,
that.
but I do know men just like hoes, so
They
that's not
do.
a bragging right to me.
Right. I
Like
don't think nothing about sex is, but the girls who be bragging, I just feel like, Like, even if you are as good as you say you are, so what?
I officially stopped listening to people who brag when I had this one guy who was bragging so much, and he sent me a picture, and it was like this small,
Why would he send a picture of that?
like that, and he was like, "You got to get it up," and I was like, "It looked like that's as far as it's gonna go."
I would have said, you gotta click. That's what
Right. That's exactly what it looked like a giant clit. And I
gotta
was
get it
like,
a click, a
that
colossal
looked
click.
like that's as far as it's gonna go. I don't think anything I could do would
What
help
he
that.
said.
Team messaged me back.
What he thought you was gonna lie?
And now whenever I get dick pics, I just send one back. I make sure it matches my skin tone and I
Men
just
are
send one
so
back.
weird, bro. You gonna get
They
one
are.
person that gonna be like, I'm into that.
I had a girl send me one and I was just like, do you do this often?
Like what?
Like, cause we was just going back and forth talking and I was just like,
I was trying to screenshot something some girl sent me in the messages on that app. I told you it's her, called her. She was
mm-hmm,
like, what she said. I forgot what she said, something along the lines of oh yeah, she was asking me like, can she, like, she, the girl that I was telling you wanted to meet up or whatever, like, can we meet up? And I was like, I got to get to know you first. And she was like, well, like, can I have your number? I'm like, I don't give my number out to strangers. And she like, well, dang, how I'm gonna get to know you? And I'm like, it's possible. I said, I'm usually able to tell who I have a connection with immediately a lot of the times. All you gotta do is have a conversation with me. One conversation where we actually going back and forth, and I know if I'm gonna connect with you or if we got a connection or not. And she like, I don't know how I'm gonna get to know you, but you just so fine. I'm like, and why do you think because you're a girl, I'm gonna let you get access to me quicker?
saw me roll my eyes like,
I don't trust
bro.
you, just like I don't trust these niggas.
Right.
I think women think that it gonna be easier because we were women now. You supposed to trust me more. Nah, you gonna work too. Just like
Exactly.
niggas.
Like, it's the same both ways, sweetie.
Exactly. This
You
equal
get the same
opportunity
treatment.
over here. I
And
ain't
I
special
don't.
treatment.
I hope. I just really hope Zuri don't. She's in college, bruh. She in art.
Mm.
I just want to punch her in the head just one good time.
Yeah. She
Just
was in
once.
she was in college for a couple of days, bro. She was
In the
in college
back of
for
the
a couple of
head.
weeks.
Just in the back of the head so it don't show. She can cover it. If it's a knot,
But
she
all I
can
just
cover
say
it.
at the time though, Calvin.
Calvin get on my nerves. I'm not gonna lie. He's sweet. He cool. It's something. I cannot pinpoint it.
You're buying him, huh?
It's not that I'm not buying him. I think he's genuine, but it's something in
You
there.
already read book two, ain't he?
Yeah, but it's still it's he just makes me look at him. Like I want to punch her in the back of the head and I just want to like pinch him. Like it's
Yeah, who he act like? He act like Dustin to me a little bit.
that's probably why.
Yeah,
That's
like
probably that's
that's who he
probably
act
why
like
because
to
that's to
me.
be making me want to slap his
Cause
ass
he's
sometimes.
so like, it's like, bro, you got it. Why are you doubting yourself?
Yes.
You got it. You got the full package. Why are you doubting yourself?
It's like he be right here, and it's like all you gotta do is close, and he's like, and it
Bro,
just makes me look at him like,
yeah, cause we could this is out. the freaking the office the office scandal chapter where like him and Yari got back on track or whatever because you know he had his indiscretion like he say with
I
Dad.
was so upset. I was so upset. I
And
wanted
then,
glass to break. I wanted a chair to be thrown. I wanted something because I was like, how? How? Why? Sir,
and at the end
are you stupid or are you dumb?
when Dario and Jarrell was picking their hair for getting caught cheese.
Dustin.
That was funny to me.
And that was one of the deciding factors for me in the poll on TikTok. It's like, did you choose? And I was just like, Dustin just made me want to slap the fuck out of him sometimes.
Dario too though. I feel like
Dario has his moments, but you expect it.
yeah.
You know exactly what you're getting with
With Dario,
Dario.
yeah.
He can flip, but you know where he's gonna flip to. You know exactly what's to come. Either way he
Right.
go, you know exactly how he coming. You know what he gonna say. You know how he gonna act. Hell, if he do anything,
Cause he be direct. I feel like he'd be
if
like,
he
this is what
don't
I want.
do anything, that is when it's a surprise. But you know how Dario gonna be. It don't make him my favorite necessarily though.
He predictable. He too predictable.
Yeah.
He is.
And Dustin, again, nigga. Cause I'm like, I like
Like
Dustin.
nigga,
I
you the
do.
better
I
twin and you
truly,
tripping.
right. I truly like Dustin. And then it'd be like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What happened? Cause it's like he done reverted to like a 5-year old mindset where he's just doing shit and don't know why
Stupid
he's doing
stuff.
shit. He's just going. And it's
But
like,
I think when I get back to their story, a lot of the stuff, the reason why he is the way that he is now is gonna come out. Because he, like Teresa said, he went through the same thing Yara went through, but nobody treats it like that because he a man.
true. That is absolutely true. That is 100% true. I didn't even think about it like that.
Like they
Yeah.
both got kidnapped.
Yep.
His was worse. Jarrell was easy on Yara because he what his intentions was never to hurt her. They was like out for blood when they came to him. They
Yeah,
did
they
not
were
care.
torturing him and
It was
shit.
torturing him. Then you got Deandra taking advantage of the situation, and I'm gonna save you. Like, and being weird. Like, this your dad in the first place. How did I get here? Number one. Number two, what do you want?
Right. That's what I want to know from her. What does she want?
Like, why are you doing this? What do you want?
Like, oh, for everything. Like, what do
What do
you
you want?
truly get out of everything that you're letting happen, everything that you have done? What do you truly deep down want?
Just
Because it's
somebody.
something else.
Somebody. A body, I think. She don't care who it is.
That's desperation right there. I don't like
She
that.
is. But she is. It makes sense. Her whole family is desperate.
I
All of the
noticed
women in her family desperate.
her damn sister. I was
And
like, are y'all
crazy.
fucking for real? Are y'all for real right now?
And Jarrell.
And Jarrell is just like, but I don't want, and she's like, go ahead. But I don't want to. Go ahead.
Like, bro, this junk weird. Just do it. Do it. It's a test. What if he like it though?
That nigga stick never get a break.
Ever. Ever.
Fucking, they need to take some of his genes, whatever, and test them out and see what's going on and use that as some damn Viagra or some him or something because he is never. He's like, I will never not accept.
Exactly. Any you offer it, I'm turning it down. The part with him and Yara was funny though, because he was trying. side.
I was
You know you want
like,
me.
you know,
Right, I do. I want you.
I wanted to make a post like, what am I supposed to do? It's right here. I have no choice.
Jamie.
I gotta do it.
I really think that's how men think, though. They offer it.
Jarrell is a
I
perfect
had to take it.
example.
It was offered to me. What do you want me to do? Walk away from it? Yes, nigga. That would have been the perfect. That would have been a perfect. I'm loyal to my niggas move. If you would have turned Yara down, but he ain't never gonna turn her down.
I don't think anybody would ever turn Yara down,
No.
male or female.
No.
Like, ain't nobody finna turn her down. If Yara was to go to Deandra and be like, "I want to do this," she'd be
Yes.
like,
100%.
"Okay,"
Teresa.
and then she'll
100%.
volunteer to do it in front of Jarrell.
Jarrell. I mean, like, if you want to share her, like the nigga was trying to spend like fix his relationship, and she was like, "You can go spend time with y'all." Are you dumb? Like, you dumb. Like, you tried to get this nigga to 2 women.
That's why I'm like,
Why
I
your
feel like it's
sister?
somebody in the background that she's just like waiting on in the
Dustin.
meantime. Why,
Dustin.
Dustin?
Like, it's always gonna be like that, which Jarrell said. That's how it is. Like, you trying to make it seem like it's me. I want somebody else, but bro, you not about to sit here and act like you wouldn't rather be with this nigga.
I'd rather be with you and all your bullshit.
And he don't even like her.
Exactly.
Before you go, check out my website at srgram.org and scroll all the way down to the bottom to fill out the subscription form to get updates, news, and book releases. Thank you.